excited for all of you to be really working on your business and having an amazing sacred sales system built into your business. So I just want to do a quick recap of what we covered yesterday so that we can just make sure we're all ready to get going with creating our quiz today. So yesterday, what I covered was looking at your business and looking at how you can systemize your sales. The one key thing that we have found that works so well as a lead magnet, we have tested this with Facebook ads. We have really enjoyed the process of evolving our lead magnets. And above all, we see a quiz as such a fantastic lead magnet. Now, a quiz can be the only lead magnet you have. It can also be like the extra lead magnet to deep dive before a call. So I don't want you to think that every business has to do everything exactly the same. You really do have to feel into like what feels good for you. What does your audience and your premium clients want? I definitely can tell that when I have someone on a call who has taken the time to complete a questionnaire, something that's so like of a deep dive experience, when they come on the call, they are already at a different level of trust. So this is how the quiz, even if it's a pre-call quiz, really does set you up for that sacred sale. So I'm going to be walking through a quick recap on why this quiz is so amazing. And I'd love for you to share with me what you have decided to create as your quiz. It's really great to, hear your thoughts. Feel free to post any questions in the chats. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you some examples today of some clients who have created the quiz. We walk our talk. We have done the quiz for over 2 years. We've got beautiful results to share. And we also implement the system for our clients because it's just such an amazing system. So we definitely believe that it is one of the key factors to the sacred sale. And we want to share that with you today. So yesterday we spoke about, premium clients and what they are looking for and how the experience needs to be faster, a deep dive and high value for them to sort of really be feeling like this is a good fit for them. You cannot offer a very low value lead magnet for premium clients and expect them to be sold. So it's really important for you to look at how you structure your whole sales system. So today we're going to be walking through the sacred sales method. We're going to use a quiz as our pre-call qualifier. And then day 3, we are going to be going through the call itself and the key factors that help your clients make that buying decision. We're going to go through a one-call close method, right? So you can take that one call, have someone enrolled in your program, take the payment, have them celebrate with you. And it is such a seamless experience and it's so high value. And then I'm going to be showing you how you can repeat this system to get your 10K money months. All right. So over the next 5 days, you will be getting the clarity to create your sacred sales system. And then you're going to be using that system with your high value call to convert more premium clients. So I'm just going to be going through this legacy model. This is the 4 steps, really the only 4 steps you'll need to convert clients into your premium offer. So when I'm talking about a premium offer, that is an offer that is at least about $3,000 to about 10K or plus. So when I say premium offer, it's got to be something that offers high value. It can be a group-based program. It can be one-to-one client work. It can be whatever you desire, but it must be premium because we are not going to be jumping on a call to sell into a low ticket, right? So for this system to create those 10K months, I want you to focus on the idea that you can commit time to be on sales calls, and that those sales calls will convert to significant amounts. And tomorrow we'll be going through your conversion rates. So we'll be looking at how many calls based on your metrics you will need to get to 10K months. And we'll be going through some of those metrics tomorrow. So you've got your premium offer. Now we're going to look at building your quiz that will be your first lead magnet for your premium clients. And then we're going to move into how to structure your sacred sales call, and then how to close on that call. There's certain extra elements that I'll be teaching you over the next few days on how to close confidently on calls. I know some of you tell me now, if one of the reasons why you're in this masterclass is because you really want to close some more calls. Maybe your conversion rates are a little bit, hit and miss. Maybe perhaps you're finding that you are not closing calls and you're sort of chasing people and then being ghosted, and you're losing these leads, and it's really feeling like a longer process than it needs to be. So I'd love you to share in the chat, like, what are your key issues that you're having in your business right now that are stopping you from getting to the sacred sale? And if you're not quite sure on that, that's no problem, because we have our Soul Sister questionnaire, which will help you unpack your business. It is a business audit in a questionnaire, and this is your opportunity to go through the system and see for yourself, like, what exactly is missing in your business. So I invite you to take that questionnaire if you haven't already. I know a lot of you have taken the time to do that questionnaire, and we'll be talking about some of those results in a second. But first up, like, who are we and why are we teaching you about our sacred sales method? So I'd love to, just really introduce ourselves and help you understand, like, why we are here to empower more women to create these amazing businesses. So both Julie and I are in a partnership because the feminine way of business is not to do it alone, right? We love community, we love sisterhood, we love creating that bigger space. And so naturally, it just made sense for us to partner together, bring our gifts, and really create joint offers that help our clients get more results faster. So with my background in chartered accounting and Julia's background in PR and all her, experience, we have obviously been mentored by different mentors, and we have like 10 years each of business building experience that we bring forward. And we do also, it was really great when we started because we had the opportunity to let everything go in our business and start fresh together. And I can tell you, in that experience of looking at everything that was working, everything that was not working, and starting fresh and taking the best pieces of each of our businesses was an amazing experience. So I definitely encourage you to do that regularly, looking at your business and looking at what's working, what's not working, drop things that do not contribute, and move forward with this new energy. So one of the other key areas that I love about our partnership with Magnetised Soul is I finally have the permission to bring in the soul part, which is really missing in business. Like, there's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of tactics out there, especially coming from accounting. There's a lot of masculine. So it was really nice to feminize the business approach and have more of this like soul-based, intuitive business. And that is part of our core foundation, is really looking at not only the business structure and the sacred sales systems, but bringing in the soul, the intuitive, the flow, and focusing on your vibration and focusing on your mindset, because that contributes to the overall success. And also with the wealth side, as a chartered accountant, I'm very confident with numbers, helping businesses look at their cash flows and projections, creating amazing offers. This is why we love high ticket offers, because there's a method to it, there's a strategy to it. And I love helping women see that they can charge their worth and that you really don't need to study more to charge more. I definitely believe that each of you have your gifts already there, ready to go. And it's just this confidence in how do I position and package myself in a way that calls in my premium clients. And honestly, it comes down to packaging, positioning, and pricing. If you get any of those wrong, you won't be a fit. So it's just about looking at that. And in a few sessions, like some of our clients who are online with us, they know that that experience is amazing. And to finally have this offer that is high ticket, that then you can implement your system to monetize, is really, really often like the key thing that's missing out of your success. So if you are struggling with your sales conversions, it might be one of two things. It might be the offer is off, or your sacred sales system is kind of needing an upgrade. All right. So I'd love you to share if you are excited about your offer. Tell me what your offer is and the price points, so I can make sure that you've got your premium offer ready. And then we'll move on to creating your quiz today. Brilliant. So as Julia and I, we, like I said, work with feminine energy, an intuitive approach. These are beautiful photos from our retreat in Thailand. Absolutely love bringing women together, especially we're finding a lot of like creators and creatives need a lot of the structure and strategy. Impact seekers, those with big missions, those with like a big heart, but they want to create these really great businesses that give back to many. And we also love working with those go-getters who are like high profile, high impact, really want that luxe experience for their clients. And we want to help them really monetize their gifts in their business. So if you haven't taken your quiz, definitely this is a quick reminder that yes, we already know. Some of you are, already on board to take the quiz and jump on a call with us and have a chat how we can help you. But for those who really want to sort of go through the system with us, we also are here for you for 5 days to deep dive and get you some wins and help you implement the system so that you can monetize and you can see what's, not working in your business and be able to start scaling with more clarity. All right, so everyone who has registered for this masterclass gets the opportunity to jump on a call with us, whether that is to work on your quiz topic or to look at your offer system. We are here for you. It is not a sales call, this initial call. It is really just to get to know you. I've jumped on calls with a few of you, and it's just lovely to understand where you are in your business, give you a bit of clarity on what to use for this masterclass. And if you are looking for support, then we can definitely talk about that. But don't feel that you're not taking up the call because you might not be ready or don't have investment. The call is there for you to get the most out of this event. All right, brilliant. So to start off, I always love to share like the future picture of what it could look like to implement the system. So this is one of our clients. She went through a 6-week one-to-one deep dive with us. Okay, just to put it into perspective. So very successful online, has a big following, very successful as far as like visibility and engagement online. But she was really struggling with monetizing because after COVID, a lot of her offers were no longer exciting anymore. Her retreats in Egypt weren't really being sold, and she was really stuck with this business and an offer that was out of date. So what we did was we looked at her audience and we decided to create a quiz to test out what her audience wanted to buy. At the same time, I went through an offer strategy sessions with her to move her from this $300 online courses, which she was selling, and she was, monetizing her passive income stream, but it just wasn't enough, right? So we looked at her courses, we looked at her profile, I created an offer with her, found some extra elements that she was not monetizing, that she was really good at, and she didn't see it. So we created her 3K offer, and then we used the quiz as an engagement with her audience. So she invited her audience to take the quiz to then kind of assess what they wanted. And the quiz, so she had here, I think on the next page I'll share with you, she had 95 people complete the quiz in 2 weeks. And out of that, we had so much data that we were able to see that, yes, a 3K offer is definitely positioned right, that there are a lot of her clients who didn't have any money to pay. So she was actually showing up with content that wasn't attracting her premium client. So we also upgraded her content strategy so that she was speaking to these premium clients. And so you can see how the system, once you've got the quiz, you can see what's not working, and you can see who you are calling in and what your offers are positioned at. And we could also see there were quite a few people who would say yes to a 3K offer, and that also were interested in the new thing that we had packaged for her. So what was really exciting by this is she went from her quiz, the 95, to calls, okay? She had 36 calls. I think she just took them on the phone. It wasn't like Zoom calls or anything. And she converted 3 painful clients of 3K and hit her 10K month. Plus she sold 3 downsell offers, right? And so going through the system now, she's got this lead magnet series. She's positioned her offer. She's 10x'd her value. And she sent us this, I don't know if you can see it, there's some messenger, celebrating her first client. Like, look, I've got my first high ticket client and she's paid in full. Like, I'm so excited. We did it. It's working. Like, she could not believe it. So I want you to know that, yes, you may be brilliant at what you do. There's just a mismatch of either your offer or your online presence. And the quiz will really help you sort of fine tune this. Amazing. So let me know if you're inspired by that, because that is one of the reasons to take the quiz, especially if you're looking at creating new offers, to do a bit of that market research and really help yourself identify what your market wants from you. So this is why the quiz, in our view, is one of the best lead magnets, because you'll find it really interesting to see the data that it can give you. And over 18 months of data, we have got so much more clarity in our offers, what our clients want from us, and we can reverse engineer our offers to solve any problem. So here's an example of some lead magnets. Okay, so you might have this in your business already. You might have like an ebook of some sort. You might have like a downloadable, workbook or vision board kit or something like that. You might have even sort of like packaged things up in explaining your systems as a way to, share your method. So those are 3 sort of examples of lead magnets that we've used in the past. And I still come back to the quiz being the most powerful, because these are great. You can definitely entice people into your list, but then you don't know anything about them. Okay. It's kind of like you're giving something, they're not doing anything for it, it gets lost in the email sequences, and you never, these people never open your next email again. So if you're feeling that, then definitely, I think, trial the quiz and see if you're getting a lot faster engagement, more information, more ability to segment your list and know exactly what these people are struggling with. All right, so I'd love you to share on a scale of 1 to 5, how does your lead magnet rate currently? Does it 1, need help? Does it 3, need improvement, right? Or is it almost there, 5? And the great thing is you can actually take an existing working lead magnet and turn it into a quiz, right? So you can take, for example, we used when we ran, once a year, we have our book publishing program. And part of that is to see, are you book ready? Are you author ready? So our lead magnet is assessing, are you ready to write a book? Because there's certain things that need to be in place before you write a book. So it's like the first step. And we turned that like checklist into the questionnaire. Okay. So, and that's really smart, because then people who are interested in writing a book can see if they're ready. You can see if they are ready to either get a self-paced program or to get straight into writing a book, what their investment is. So it's already someone who's saying, yes, I want this result. All right. Amazing. Okay. Brilliant. So the types of quizzes that you can have are like an assessment type quiz. So just like what we are doing with the business audit, it's kind of an assessment and an audit where you're assessing a rating scale. You can do something that's like a social media audit or a social media review as a quiz. A habit, if you're a health coach, something that's assessing habits. Process review. I guess if you're like an email marketer, you could do a process review and see, what's missing in the process. A goals or vision quiz, understanding, what someone really desires, what's stopping them, and get some more information about their vision so that you can help them get more clarity. I mentioned the readiness one. So are you ready to write a book? So that was our readiness quiz. There's also like personality styles. So what money personality are you? What's your buying behavior style? You could also use this maybe as one of our clients is a skin consultant. So what is your skin, like coding or natural state? We've got health issues here too, roadblocks, money limitations, all of the above. So which one of these do you think is the best style quiz for you to be using for your quiz? And I can tell you can incorporate a few of them in one. So we do a bit of an assessment in our quiz. We also in the past used to assess a lot of habits, like how often are you meditating and how do you feel about your vibration daily? And we also incorporate some goals and vision into ours and some money limitations. So you can kind of like custom the experience. It feels like a few different areas are ticked off in the one quiz. All right, amazing. Readiness, great. See, readiness is amazing because you want to work with ready people, right? So of course that makes sense if you're wanting to get to that sale and really like work with those yes people. Definitely love it. Audit, yes. So an audit is something where you're looking at, okay, so what is maybe missing? So I'm a past auditor, a financial auditor, right? So let me just explain like the different things that you can do with an audit, because I love audit. For me, an audit is like you're looking at what's there and you're finding out what's not there, and you're finding out the problem, and then you're giving a recommendation. So an audit is a fantastic call sequence because you are giving such deep dive value to someone. And so when you think about an audit, you could look at, okay, well, what are the key areas or pillars that are successful that every person or business needs? For example, ours includes the 5 pillars of business. So are you in attraction? How do you audit with attraction? How do you like rate yourself with the attraction of leads? Then nurture. What does the nurture look like in your business? Do you have a nurture sequence? Like what level of nurture have you got in place? And what I love about an audit, a self-audit, is great, but even on a call, they might not have understood like what is possible. So on the call, you can say, yes, okay, so you've rated maybe 1 on attraction. These are the 5 things you can do to improve that today. And people are taking notes, they're getting really excited. They're like, and then you could customize it with them on the call and say, look, where you are on the journey, these 3 things would be your next step. So coming from that experience gives them such a high value call that then it's obvious that you are the expert for them. Okay. So I want you to think, yes, so audit is a fantastic, really quick, so easy to get through. It's pretty much like a black and white kind of system. You either have it or you don't. Okay. Versus these goals and visions, which are kind of like gray, and it's a bit more focused on the person's preferences. But any of these are amazing. We actually ran some Facebook ads at the beginning of, not last year, the year before. It was really interesting because we had 3 lead magnets and we ran ads on the 3 lead magnets, and it was pretty obvious that we had a Q1 planner. Okay. We had a money meditation. And what else did we have? The audit readiness checklist. And because of the timing of the year, the Q1 planner like just was the main lead magnet everyone wanted. So I want you to also think about, maybe it's the timing of the year as well that makes it successful. And also, how can you make it more relevant to what people are thinking about right now? So maybe the goals and vision could be focused on like, what is your Christmas goals and vision? What's the new year like resolutions? Like, let's get ahead. So I want you to really think about it being not just something that someone can take whenever, that you can also have it being like maybe your quarter lead magnet that really sort of helps people prep for the last quarter of the year. Okay. So when you are positioning your quiz, it is really, really important that you are so clear on what you do that it stops the scroll. Okay, so you should be able to create the quiz and then on social media, be able to say very quickly what that quiz does for someone, because it's its own little offer, isn't it? It's a free offer. So maybe this quiz is something like, I help my client, achieve, like Dorothy, right? So I helped my client achieve 90 leads in 6 weeks without ads using my signature quiz. Okay. So I want you to think about like, what would someone say once they've gone through your quiz? What could the ROI or results be? Maybe it is, I helped my client identify their one main money blocker, right? Without hours of, counseling, okay? Or without, painful journaling, using my money code quiz. So these are really powerful for you because having this statement then becomes that great social media like post where you can simply post this result and get people to say yes to it. I want you to think that the quiz is something that you attract with. And if you have this statement and you work on this statement in this session, I'm more than happy for you to post your suggestions of what you would be saying into our Facebook group, and I will review them and give you feedback on what I think I would position it as. So this is definitely something that you can work on, is what's your transformational statement for your quiz? And so this becomes like maybe a first step, and then we can evolve this with your sales call. So then when you book a sales call, I helped my client achieve 10Ks in 6 weeks without killing herself selling $300 offers, right? Without ads, without, stress, without giving up, using her high ticket offer that her clients wanted, right? So she was keeping something from her audience. So this is a great formula for you to be using for your quiz, and also for, selling into your call, because your call and your quiz can be both a CTA. They can be the call to action on any post on social media you do from this point onwards. All right, so let's move into the quiz creation now. So like I mentioned, we've had our quiz, and I wanted to share some insights with you on what we found. So with over 100 quizzes completed with our quiz, we have some great results. We understand that most of those women who we called in want scaling and expanding her impact as her main goal. She also wants financial abundance and stability with her income, right? And she wants to share her wisdom. So this really helps us understand what we need to be putting into our programs to really support the women that are scaling their businesses in a soulful way. And you can see scaling was a big #1 focus, and financial stability, and also being able to share your wisdom. So there's this essence out there of women feeling like they're not being seen, they're not able to share their wisdom because they're not signing clients, right? They feel like they're hiding, they feel like they're not actually doing the soul work that they want to be doing. So this is why all our programs cover off on these areas. And it was really interesting to see mainly what she thinks she needs to make it happen is strategy, the plan, accountability, and milestones. So you can see how those are very blueprint, roadmap steps. And this is why we have our roadmap. This is why we have this accountability. This is why we focus on the strategy, because we blend in what she feels she needs. And then how she wants to be supported. Most of people who filled out the questionnaire really just wanted that little sacred space and a customized journey, and also not feeling like they're doing it alone. Business can feel really lonely, and you just really don't know where to go and what's missing. So it's really great to know these answers that will help us get better at designing offers that hit those preferences. And I'm sharing this with you because if you are also attracting high ticket clients, it might be important for them to see what your strategy is, to see there is a roadmap, to understand that there are milestones that can be ticked off. And the buying behavior for a premium client, they want to see a lot more evidence, proof, and the ROI. And this is why it really does require you to get very good at that copy, get really good at explaining the process and what it looks like to work with you. And you can kind of infuse some of that in the quiz. You can share, like, this is your signature strategy. These are the key steps. What do you have now? And you can kind of infuse some of this into your quiz about how you have a sisterhood, or you have a community where they don't have to do it alone. So think about, like, reverse engineering from our research, what you could be including in your quiz to have this, like, this is now the buying behavior being ticked off. So it's not just gathering evidence from them and telling them what you do, but it's also like ticking off that what they're looking for. Okay, so now we're going to go through the elements of the quiz. So really, when you look at it, there's, out of all the quizzes we do focus on 10 to 15 questions. Okay, it is hard to reduce questions, but I'm telling you, no one wants to fill out a 50 question quiz. You will not have completion rate. So how can you ask less or simplify what you really want in 10 questions? I like to have sort of like a good mix of like 3 questions about understanding them, 3 questions about your systems and processes to help them see what you do, and 3 questions to assess their readiness. So they're like, are you qualified for a call? Like, are you ready? So yes, like Lana, most of your quiz, if you're doing this like readiness quiz, might be more on the readiness side, but you do want to have a kind of a good mix of a little bit of market research to see, like, what are they asking for? What are they struggling with? Then also looking maybe at your sales system, like, this is a good sales system, like, what is missing? What do you have? What are you missing? And then leading into, are you ready now to make this happen? So today we're going to start writing some of these questions. So as I'm going through this masterclass, if I'm giving examples and you think like, yes, it's a great one, you can start writing your quiz out now. And then we can elaborate on the selections of the answers and make it fun. Okay, so I was speaking to Rachel before, and it was really, really good to hear how she's gone through the Soul Sister questionnaire. And I was really just, explaining to her that when I review a questionnaire, I'm doing it from the perspective of this cold lead. And you've got to make this experience fun. You've really got to think about how it feels to fill out this questionnaire. Okay, so you can just sit there and write your 10 questions that are very to the point, information gathering, and it doesn't really feel great. So I know with Leah, we've been working on your quiz, and it's been really great because we looked at the questions and what exactly Leah as a love coach wants to gather from her potential clients. And we actually became quite playful in the answers. And so it just kind of evolved the quiz from, tell me, do you have these issues, and what are your goals, to, is this you? Like, and speaking to the person in limiting beliefs, and in like, most of my clients say this. So we reframed a lot of the questions to what the common things her clients are saying. And what happens then is they're going through the question and they're thinking, wow, she gets me. Like, she really knows how, stressed I am at being single, and like, I really want this man, but I'm so sick and tired of these men who are just like wasting my time. So it's really, really great. Yeah. So Leah, you're saying the answers are so fun, right? And I feel like it gives a bit of my energy and character prior to the call. Yes, yes. So I want you to think about writing the questions in your own way, short though. So we did have to go through and really like succinctly make sure the question is really easy to read. And then the answers are fun, okay? So if you completed our Soul Sister questionnaire, you would have seen that some of the like money limiting beliefs, some of the questions are really straightforward and quick, and others are quite fun. So how can you sort of look at each question on its own and think, well, how can I really show this person that I get them, that I've got this experience, that I know like these are the 4 things that need to be present in a business. Like, do you have these? Let's rate them. So that then presents you as the expert. Amazing. So yes, that is part of like the scripting of the questions. So 10 questions, scripted, really fun, have a good mix. And yes, 3 questions, getting to know them, 3 of like, are they ready? And 3 of really going through your system. So giving the value, okay? Because you've got to think like this person doing a quiz, they want to find out something. They don't just want to do a quiz to give you data, okay? So you have to be very clever with the data gathering, that it comes across like it is finding out more information, or other people struggle with this, do you too? And then with the pricing, that also takes time to work out like, how would I say, what are you willing to invest right now, right? In the beginning, we actually would list out our offers and our price points and say, like, which one do you want? But now we've realized that that's too early, okay? So the pre-qualifying for the finances are more that, are you ready to invest at least? And you put your lowest value down there, okay? Or you can put a range. Or you can ask them, like we do, how would you like to be coached? Do you prefer one-to-one coaching? Do you prefer group-based coaching with this like intimate experience, this hybrid? Or are you wanting it done faster and you just want it done for you? So this is premium client positioning. Anyway, a lot more clarity now in like what those questions could be. The next is just branding. So you could put a branding header up. You have the opportunity to introduce your quiz in the Google form. So we use Google Forms. It's really easy. It's free. You can edit it so easily. And the great thing is it's your lead capture system. You really don't even need a CRM at this stage. You can just use that forms. And you can also include your CTA, your call to action, to book a call with you at the end. So I'm going to go through some examples. So we have some client examples because, like, gosh, I've been using this system for so long, and now we incorporate it into all of our clients because it is our system that has worked well for us. So we do this with our clients. It is kind of one of the first few things that we work on as a first lead magnet, because we want to be assessing, is the offer, is the audience right, and doing all that sort of research before we spend more time on automating the lead magnet. So I want you to think like the quiz could be even your first version of a lead magnet before you systemize it later, but it's such an easy first step. So Chris has his tax review. So someone can click on the quiz, go through a tax review, and then jump on a call with him, and he will help them assess whether they're structured right. Amazing. And the great thing with this is he's got a Facebook group, and the quiz also invites people into the Facebook group. In the Facebook group, they're opting in to get on a call, and the quiz will be the pre-qualifier. Okay, so the whole system is set up. And Leah, so Leah, I've also got you in here. So yes, you have been working on your quiz. I love how it's looking. I love, how it's, really fun, and we've made it really a great experience. So I'm looking forward to seeing this launched and having you sort of really get that essence of who you are out there, and really enjoy jumping on these calls with these pre-qualified, beautiful clients. I'd love you to share, Leah, if you want to, either in comments or on video is fine, share a little bit about your experience of us creating this quiz. maybe what it's been like for you to get to a point where you now have this lead magnet, which you feel proud about because you've got a beautiful banner, you've put a lot of effort into it, and it's something that you can now share. So I'd love to let me know if you.
Yeah, absolutely. I can speak to this. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, amazing.
Okay, beautiful. So I actually shared this just with my clients tonight for fun, as like a fun thing for them to do. But it really has changed the client experience from the very beginning. So basically, I'm very like proud of my content and marketing. I think that I really set this beautiful tone for my leads coming in, and they're really expecting this kind of luxurious experience because also what I'm selling is like romance, but like the luxurious 5-star experience kind of love with a very high caliber man. And this is the result that I get my clients. So it makes no sense for them to then come into like a free training that just looks like crap and is like what everybody else is doing and is like this 15-minute overwhelming too much information. And I mean, my free courses have been very effective in the past, but that was when I was charging a lower offer and a lower ticket. So for me to really upscale my programs and then also upscale like the clients I'm bringing in, I wanted the entire experience from the very beginning to be something that I was proud of and something that felt luxurious. So the way that the answers are positioned, the way that the questions are positioned, I know that it's putting me in that expert seat, as well as they already have that kind of like vibe coming in. They know what I know. They are going to be excited to get their assessment and then get on a call from there, and sprinkling in the like luxury or the legacy love codes. It's really like implementing that next tier of the experience where this is something they've never heard of before. It's like, how can that change my life? And yeah, so I love that the quiz just implements that kind of mindset going into the rest of the client journey, just being very romantic, very luxurious, very like personalized and customized, because that represents my business so much better than the way that I was doing it before, which was the very generic like quiz. Or
Amazing.
sorry, not quiz, course. It was a very generic course.
I must say that we did the same thing for our retreat, and I can tell you, I can really understand like what your beautiful, potential clients are feeling like, because when you can do that assessment with them, they feel like they're part of that system now. They're part of this like new model. And then you can speak at each one quite individually throughout any session now. So when you do get them on this live call and they've had their questionnaire completed and you've assessed their love code and what's the, like, we even got down to a point where we created some acronyms, right, of the different like codes and what is their primary code, and it becomes really great. We actually did this at our retreat where we assessed buyer behavior and we coded our clients and everyone had their code, and throughout the retreat we personalized the experience because we were like, oh, Kelly, you are a knowledge, like you love this, don't you? Because we're going through this knowledge right now, but you also need this. So listen in for this part. So it's really great to be playful with the results and make them useful, like make them into maybe even the first step of your clients. And once they've got this, then they become a client and then you keep using their assessment. So I love that. Thank you so much. Leah, I love the fact that you are embodying the luxury experience and using this quiz, the questionnaire. You can say it by any name if you want to sort of elevate it, questionnaire, and really helping them feel like you've taken the time, they've taken the time. There's that reciprocity, that's that little matchmaking happening and that trust building. So I love that so much. That's amazing. All right. So I'm going to go through a few more examples, but basically this is your session to get inspired to then go and do the work, creating your 10 questions. So Leah, amazing. She's sharing it proudly. We also have Lauren, who is a birth coach. She's writing a book as well. And so she's fairly new into the birth doula and the breath work around birthing. She's amazing. She has 8 children. And she definitely has those birth stories and experiences. And she wanted the quiz to be something that would help someone identify, like, what is their stressful points around birthing? What do they want to create? What are people saying to them that they don't like, and how do they want to be supported? So this was a great quiz for her to do a lot more research and work out where people are positioned and how she could create her offers around it. So this was even used almost like pre-offer to assess where she wanted to position herself. And we have Amanda. So Amanda is a beautiful client of ours. She's been working with us, gosh, I think over 2 years now. And she is writing her book. And also she launched her business, and she actually uses the quiz as a book waitlist. Okay. So the quiz, obviously is, would you like my book? Tell me about yourself. And we've systemized it on a beautiful website. So the website is professional, and then it goes into the book waitlist, and she's writing her book. When that book is ready to be published, she'll have a waitlist. So that's a very simple way of someone who's just like, I'm just, doing my thing. I'm writing my book. I've got clients. Just the fact that she's writing a book is bringing her clients. Okay. She really is not really needing to go out and do a lot of lead gen. She's using her quiz as that soft approach. And, yeah, it's another version that you can look at to see, okay, well, I can actually create a beautiful landing page and have that landing page just go to my quiz as my lead magnet. And we've got Emanuela. So Emanuela is an artist. She also coaches corporates into finding their voice. So her quiz is all about how to find your voice. How confident are you? What do you need support with to be confident standing in front of others and leading? So she helps them with speaking and being more assertive. So that was really fun to do her quiz. And she's using that on her websites as her first lead magnet as well. So yeah, another example, someone who's in business, they've got things going on, and the quiz just helps them get that extra bit of information to show up on these calls with confidence. Okay, so lastly, your quiz questions, like I said earlier, is here's 4 questions if you are really stuck with what to write. These work really well. So we ask, what are the 3 goals you want to accomplish in the next 12 months? Now you can leave that as an open question, or you can leave it as a checklist. So you are saying, okay, well, I can help people with these goals. Which one is yours? Okay. And the second is like pain point question. What challenges are you struggling with at the moment? You could leave that as open where they type it out, which is great because then you can hear their own words. Or if you want to make it really easy for someone to just tick a few boxes, then you could also structure that into words that when they read it, they're like, you get me. Third is, what have you tried before to address this need, and why do you feel it didn't work? That's a brilliant question, because now we're seeing, geez, I have tried these other things and it didn't work because of this. Then we know whether our system or our program has the solution to those roadblocks. And that's a great question as well. On a call, you can say, oh, I can understand this, but maybe you haven't implemented this, and this is exactly what we do inside our program. So this is a great question. And the last question here, are you ready to invest in the solution to get your business to the next level? That's the qualification question. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, you can decide how you want to sort of structure that. Is it, I'm ready now, I'm ready in a few months, or I have at least, 5K to invest in the solution, or I'm going to need to talk about payment options. So you can definitely work on each of these questions and build out your questionnaire. And then I mentioned the intro to the quiz is you have that top section where you can very quickly say that if you're looking for ways to overcome this pain and you want to get to this desire, you've come to the right place. So how can you say it really punchy? Maybe you can even use your transformational statement to say, my clients fill out this questionnaire and get this result really fast. This is your opportunity to experience the system for free, right? So Leah, like in the past, perhaps you would have sold a call to assess someone's love code, whereas now it's a free quiz. So you could even position it like, normally this is a paid quiz or paid session, but you get it for free today, for a limited time. So you can do things like that as well. And then I always love to let them know that they can do the quiz and leave it at that because not everyone is a fit right now. Or there is an opportunity to apply for a call after the quiz. And it's not just a sales call. It is a call to go through their results. Okay. And we'll talk more about the sales call positioning tomorrow. But then this becomes a follow-on. They've done the questionnaire. They're like, oh, how did I go? Then you're offering them a call to go through their results and walk them through your recommendations of the next 3 steps. Okay. Brilliant. So just to wrap up today, you're going to go and create your beautiful quiz, just using Google Forms. It's easy, it's free. And then you are going to position the quiz and look at your 10 to 15 questions and divide it into those 3 core areas. And if you want to just add the extra element of branding, you can upload your header to brand it and also add in your call link and link the call. So then you have a working lead magnet. It is a seamless movement from the quiz to someone booking a call in your calendar. Okay. And you can do that and knock that off today. So just as we wrap up, I'd love you to share on a scale of 0 to 5, how do you feel about the signature quiz? So are you feeling after this masterclass like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. There's so many options. I need some help, right? Or are you like, well, I've got some questions and I really am excited, but I can tell from Leah's quiz that there was some fine tuning that had to happen. So maybe I need a little bit of improvement. I'd love you to share your quiz with us. You can definitely share it with us by email or in the Facebook group. And I'd be more than happy to go through your quiz and give you a visual critique. Okay. If you do the work, I'll do the review, right? So all you have to do, I'm just going to pop it in the chat. All you have to do is email us at hi@magnetizedsoul.com. Email us the link to your quiz, okay? I'll go through that quiz and I'll film a visual critique so that you can get some improvement points. And yes, then your quiz is locked and loaded. And then tomorrow we're going to be working on moving forward to booking some calls. Okay. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So make sure that you have all your assets ready. There's still an opportunity if you haven't booked your pre-masterclass call. I can do it live with you for 15 minutes. It is, again, if you want to just bring your quiz, we can go through that and have a quick call together. We can do that live, just to make sure you've got the right support to make sure that you get the best out of this experience. And the call booking link is in the email sequences that you've been receiving because you've registered, right? So I'm looking forward to jumping on calls with you and just supporting you to make the best quiz you can. And obviously that's the first step in everything we do. And then we want to move on to this beautiful sales experience. Okay. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm looking forward to supporting all of you, get some amazing lead magnets and bring in those beautiful soul clients, those premium clients.